Welcome live to the Pontiac Silverdome, the biggest crowd of the weekend, starting to file into the dome. With all due respect to the other classes, this is the crown jewel of the Michigan State High School Football Championship weekend. It's the AA title game. We have East versus West. The Rockford Rams come from the Grand Rapids area to battle the defending state champions in AA, Detroit Catholic Central. Hi, buddy. I'm Fred McLeod, along with Stan Edwards, of course, along with U of M in Houston. He also toiled for Kettering once upon a time, and he's here to analyze what these two teams, the Rams and Shamrocks, will do this afternoon. CC is trying for something unprecedented, to win back-to-back state championships in the big school category. Now, the Shamrocks, of course, have been here so many times. What does that do, Stan, in terms of their preparation and mental confidence, knowing that they've been there, done that?
Experience is always the best teacher, Fred. And what you want to know about the Catholic Central is they're perennial one of the top teams in the state, as well as the Midwest. They've always been prepared for the state championship. That's what they play for every year. They've always done a tremendous job at it. Coach Mack is fastly becoming one of the best coaches ever to coach in the history of the state of Michigan. And this team will be well prepared for the state championship today.
Usually, AA schools, of course, are deeper. They have bigger athletes. Thus, they have potentially Division I players. And certainly, this is no question a category that Catholic Central has been very good at in the past. And today is no exception. Nick Brzezinski, their tight end, is a guy to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, Brzezinski is a prototype tight end, 6'5", 255 pounds. I mean, if this kid's not hurt, we'll be watching him on Sunday one day. Has a brother that's playing offensive guard at Boston College. I mean, he has pro written all over him. But today, the matchup between Lusky and the combination between Lusky and Brzezinski has been working all year long. I suspect it's going to continue to work today.
Yeah, the Brzezinski lineage is pretty good because Doug, the older brother at Boston College, expected to be a first or second rounder in the NFL draft this coming year. As for Rockford, well, they come to town with Tom Mack already having the Rockford files in his hip pocket for Central. But Rockford, a very good football team. They only had 4 returning players from the squad that almost got to the Dome a year ago. They never before have reached the Dome until this game, and they're ready.
For us, it's going to be a tremendous challenge. There's no question. A very well-coached team, excellent size, excellent speed. They got everything. All aspects of every phase of football they have covered very well. We feel that we've made great progress in that direction also, and we look forward to the challenge and the opportunity.
And the opportunity for the first time Rams under head coach Ralph Munger. This is a very deep football team, and they hope with depth that they could overcome perhaps maybe the superior situation that Central enjoys in terms of skill positions.
Yes, Rockford comes in with the underdog tag, but I suspect they're going to play it up a little bit. Deep down inside, they know they have the talent to play with Catholic Central, and they're looking to win. I mean, what some people would think would be an upset or shock in the first game of the season as they beat East Lansing in East Lansing, which is one of the top teams in the state this year. But Rockford kind of slipped. They didn't play Brother Rice very well, which CC dominated Brother Rice, so you're not really sure what kind of team Rockford is. That can be scary because you don't know what to expect out of them or what kind of team is going to show up. But I guarantee you, Rockford comes to play.
Ask the Michigan Wolverines about the fact of one team beating somebody else. Michigan State beats Ohio State, but then they wind up losing to the Buckeyes. Who can figure it out? All right, for our sideline duties, we go to Greg Russell. Greg?
Thanks a lot, Fred. Here on the sideline with the coach, Joe D'Angelo. Now, Joe, here's one thing. This playing field here at the Pontiac Silverdome is almost like another home field for Catholic Central. What does a team like Rockford have to do to get it to become a psychological even plane?
Well, first of all, Greg, have you heard of Einstein's theory of relativity, MC squared? Well, Rockford's got their own formula for success, and that's E cubed, effort, emotion, and execution. And I think right now they know that this has been Catholic Central's sort of home field, but they've told their players this. They expect it, so I think they're going to be on even keel with CC, but they have their own formula, and I think they're looking forward to this game.
And also a big-time 12th man for Rockford is also going to be their fans. To our understanding, they basically closed down the entire town, and everyone from the community is here. How does that help a team?
No question. When you hear the fans cheering and then the excitement, it just creates electricity for your team. And there's moments when you feel dead tired out there, but the cheering and the excitement that your fans generate just seems to give you that extra energy.
Now, what about a team like Catholic Central? Is it going to be pretty much business as usual?
Catholic Central is almost sometimes methodical. They'll just grind it out, play great defense, wait till you make a mistake. And that's the kind of football that Tom Mack likes to play, and it'll be a slugfest out there.
Now here's another question for you. Since you've won 2 state championships, Catholic Central is going for their 6th. How do you get the guys really up and motivated? Just because they've won it before, you know, at times they might become stagnant or think, okay, pretty much the same thing, and we're expected to win.
You know, each year it's different. You have new players, new leaders on the team, and all you're looking at is maybe some of the little experiences that you had to help you in the game. But I don't think you ever take a game like this for granted. Both programs are winners, and they know how to win. That's what's going to make this for an exciting game. They both know how to win, and it'll just be the team that probably makes the least mistakes.
All right, it's going to be exciting. Let's send it now back up to Fred.
All right, Greg, last chance for West Michigan to take home some sort of championship trophy, because Hudsonville has gone down, so has Belding, so it's all up to Rockford. Can they get it done? We will see. We'll continue to preview the Rams and the Shamrocks coming up next on Fox Sports Detroit. All right, crowd getting fired up here. Class AA championship football about to start. The Rams against the Shamrocks for the big school crowd. We're coming off a great game, though, in Double D. Fulton, Middleton, Stanley putting on a heck of a show, beating Bishop Gallagher, huh?
Yeah, that's an absolutely exciting game. Gallagher led pretty much the whole way, and at one point I'm quite sure they thought this state championship was ours. But you never say die. The game's not over to the last whistle.
So schools from Southeast Michigan 1-1. Farmington Hills Harrison winning yesterday, but Bishop Gallagher goes down. Speaking of down, let's go down to Greg Russell, who has the winning coach.
Thanks a lot, guys. That's right. Here with Ed Lark, whose team, Fulton, just won the Double D championship. First of all, congratulations. And have you ever had a game like that before that basically went down to the wire to win?
Yeah, we've had games like that before, but certainly not in the Silver Dome. So.
And now, of course, your team basically wound up leading really with the last just couple of minutes. They were down. What did you tell them at the half to get them up, to get them back in the game?
Well, we just tried to explain to them that they were a good football team, and that you know, Gallagher was also a fine team, but we were still controlling the line of scrimmage, we felt. And if we just stuck to our guns and did what we believed in, that we had a chance to come out on top.
And what about that last touchdown that your team scored?
Yeah, that was just a nice throw and a nice catch, you know, by Matt Wetmore, and then Joe Yeager caught it. And, yeah, it was just a great play. The linebacker was trying to cover him there, so.
And I was going to say, now, all of a sudden you got that, you're tied with Bishop Gallagher. Now, boom, there you go, getting the extra point.
Yeah, the kids came over at that point. It was kind of funny. They all said, don't worry, Joe thrives on this stuff. He will make it. And I just smiled and said, okay, and he did.
And then pretty much like other games, of course, Bishop Gallagher still had some fight in them, of course. I mean, you know, they made it this far. When they got down the field, I think basically to about your 30, what were your thoughts?
Man, just somebody covered Curry. That's all you can. I mean, he's phenomenal, and they got some other phenomenal athletes, and you know, so that's all I was thinking.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Let's send it back up now to Fred.
All right, Greg, the folks in Rockford proud of their Rams. They get as many as 12,000 people behind the school in their stadium for home games, and a lot of them are here to see if the Rams can pull off an upset. The kickoff coming up. Oh, look at the CC fans. They are wired, are they not? They never get tired of coming to the Pontiac Silverdome. Well, we had outstanding performances not only in the first game today, but also in the 4 games yesterday. Let's go back to Matt Shepard for a recap.
In Friday's high school state championship action, the early game went to the Eagles of Fowler, their second championship. They used some trickery and a 4th down fake punt to get the first down, then setting up a John Novak 17-yard touchdown pass, and the Eagles were up early on the Nordiques of North Dickinson. The Nordiques try to use defense to counterattack. They recover a fumble here and then get the equalizer on the ground game. Later on, special teams would play a major role. Fowler with a block punt by Roll. He would scoop it up and take it in for the touchdown. Despite 144 total yards, Fowler knocks out North Dickinson 26-8. In game 2, the Harrison Hawks looking to repeat as Class A champions. They get the quickest score in finals history. A Ricky Bryant 65-yard touchdown pass. Bryant wasn't done there, folks. He picked up his second on the next series. He would finish with a finals record 146 receiving yards. Hudsonville needed their defense to step up. They did on this play, picking off Dave Pacey, who was almost perfect. Other than that play, the Eagles use an end-around option pass by Casey Glass to get on the board, and they were within striking distance. It was respectable for the Eagles, but Harrison's offense so very, very potent. Averaging better than 41 points a game, Dave Pacey finds Andre Davis in the corner of the end zone. He ties a high school championship record with 3 touchdown passes, and Harrison claims their 9th state title, 35-13. St. Francis and Unionville Siva Wing, a defensive battle. USA getting the second quarter strike here from Josh Hahn to Steve Green, 32 yards. And the Patriots were up early. Their defense was rock solid. That's why they were unbeaten. Here, they forced the fumble on St. Francis, who accumulated just 216 total yards in the ball game. Then Hahn would try to put it away. He finds Nate Goki on a crossing pattern. Scampers down the sideline and out of bounds, but puts the Patriots in scoring position inside the St. Francis 10-yard line. From there, it would be up to the senior Troy Vermash, who had an outstanding ball game to culminate his high school career. A 9-yard touchdown scamper. USA picks up their first ever state title, 16-8 winners over St. Francis. Oh, the final game. What an unbelievable game. Everywhere you turn, touchdowns are being scored. Brady, the quarterback from Chesaning, a rush for 102 yards. He hooks up with Ballard for a 68-yard touchdown pass. Ballard would have 2 on the day. Belding would try to counter with the Cummings brothers. Patrick Cummings and Brent Cummings. It took place in the first and the second half. Brent Cummings with 138 yards. 4 records set in this ball game. Belding's 387 yards rushing. Their 22 first downs. But Chesaning's 6 touchdowns good enough to give the Indians the win, 41-38.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Matt will be back in the chair here for the 5 o'clock game. This is the second of 4 live telecasts on Fox Sports Detroit. We'll be back as we're about ready to go. Rockford and Catholic Central coming at you next on Fox Sports Detroit. All right, ready for the kickoff to decide the Big School Championship as the Shamrocks in blue will kick it away to the Rams. 4 guys back deep for Rockford. Good high kick into the end zone, and they'll start it at the 20-yard line. You cannot return the football out of the end zone, as you probably know, in high school football. Glad you're with us on Fox Sports Detroit, as we anticipate a good ball game with more passing than we have seen perhaps in the games yesterday. Dan Richard is their senior quarterback, good size at 6'3", 180, has a pretty good arm, doesn't throw a lot, but has the ability to go downfield if he has to. But Rockford will throw a wave of running backs at the Shamrocks today. Depth is their key. Phil Beamer is the fullback. He wears number 40. 2 wideouts split to the far side of the field. Richard quickly throws right off the bat. Evan Burkholder, not much doing. You will see, Stan, that Shamrock defense terrific end-to-end in pursuit. Offensively, Rockford comes this way with a front line that averages about 235 pounds, so a lot of beef up front, including Ben Miller, a state qualifier in wrestling. And then you see the skilled guys. Hamilton, their tight end, was used quite a bit. Second down. Ball given off to Beamer. Across the 30-yard line. Should have the first down and does on a gain of 8. Justin Sacente making the tackle. for the Shamrocks. This is what they live and die with, their defense, a very active group, including Casey Rogowski, a Division I prospect to be sure. Sasante just made the tackle. He's their captain back there, and Dave Lusky doubles up as their quarterback. 1st and 10 for Rockford. Ball at the 32. Single setback Beamer. Richard throwing, short side. Pretty good grab by Sam Sayers.
So far, Fred, this is a very important series for the Rams. I think it's a very smart series as well. They're doing short, high-percentage plays to make sure they get the jitters out, the bugs kind of get relaxed here. They know they're in a battle with one of the best teams in the state, if not the best. So I want to make sure that they get off on a good track, get a couple of first downs, and relax and play football from there.
But the fact that they can throw does not surprise CC, because their last 3 opponents all threw more than 30 times in the game, and they won them all. Illegal procedure is the preliminary, so it'll cost the Rams 5 yards. Mike Fowl committed the foul. So 2nd and 11 for Rockford. This team at the beginning of the season was not expected to get here. They had perhaps more talent the past 2 seasons, but lost both years in the semifinals. But lo and behold, with only 5 starters returning, they are here for the first time. Four receivers for Richard in the passing situation. Good mobility, chased down, got a block, almost a clip. It is a clip. It's going to come back. A late decision by the officials, but the clip will cost them half the distance.
Right at the flag.
John Abshire was clipped from behind.
Half the distance. Okay, we're going half the distance.
That's referee Charlie Sprang.
When your quarterback's flushed out of the pocket and he starts to scramble, he's looking for someone to throw downfield. He's under a lot of pressure. You can't see the secondary now. The wide receivers are still in their route. Once a quarterback is flushed out, you have to break your route off, come back toward the quarterback, give him some place to throw it. He may not be able to complete the pass. At least he doesn't lose any yardage.
Ralph Munger a little frustrated. Poor Mike Fowl picks up 2 costly penalties here, shoving the Rams back to their 11. Now they face a 2nd and 31. Inside handoff. Chris Maxim picks up some yardage, gets 7, but still a long way to go for a first down for the Rams. Lou Willoughby on the stop for CC.
This is usually the play when you run, when you're way pinned back in your own end zone. Everybody's expecting pass, so you run either quick draw or quick trap to try to get some yardage. CC expected that, and they stuffed it.
Ball at the 18 for the orange-clad Rockford Rams. Opening 3 minutes of the ball game. Again, 5 receivers for Rockford. Short dump off. Juggled out of the hands of Adam Burkholder. He is normally one of their sure-handed guys, but he couldn't hang on. And Rockford now in a punting situation. Steve Ivey and Jason Wolke will be deep, awaiting the punt of David Risco. He's one of the weapons of this team. He averages 41 yards a punt. So he's got a college kicking future, no doubt. Gets it away. That's a flag. Then they roughing the kicker. Ryan Beardsley is the one who made contact. It'll be first down for the Rams.
Captain! I got to run it into the kicker. If you take the penalty, we go back to the line of scrimmage, and we got a first down. What penalty?
I thought it was going to be block, Fled. I knew he was there in position to make the block, but he took the wrong angle. He went at the foot as opposed to going where the ball is going to be, leave the foot. And when you do that, you run the risk of running into the kicker, which he did. This is a big break for the Rams because they didn't want to give Shamrocks the ball at midfield. This is a high potent offense. Now getting the ball back, maybe they can get a little bit more confidence, maybe get a few more first downs and keep that Shamrock offense on the sideline.
And the killer for Catholic Central is it was a 4th and 24, so a gift for Rockford. Both teams making penalty mistakes here in the first series. 8:40 left, opening quarter. Penalty situation, really a key element so far. In motion, Maxim. Beamer gets it, but he's wrapped up by that tough defensive front group of CC, Absher, and Willoughby wrapping him up.
Play selection is going to be key for the Rams. You don't want to challenge this defense. You want to keep them off balance as much as you can.
That Catholic Central front line anchored by Jeremiah Hicks, excuse me, averaging 220. It's a rough, tough group. Beamer, the carrier, picks up a couple of tough inside yards. John Cava and Hicks on the stop and a gain of 3. But this ball club, I talked about Rockford having so many guys that they will go to. They have 9 running backs that average 5 yards or better. So indeed, it is by committee. The top rushers, you can see, Maxim only 435 yards.
Wow, I bet there's a 1,000-yard rusher in there somewhere.
You would think so. But it is ironic where Ralph Munger has had better teams, more talented, more experienced. It's this one that gets to the finals. That's the beauty of high school football. 3rd and 6 for the Rams. They need to get to the 43. Pressure. Richard throws. Backed away beautifully. Justin Sassante on a clever defensive play. And this time Rockford will have to punt again.
When you drop back for a pass, you want to make sure you can set and plant your feet. The Shamrocks don't allow him to do that. He has to throw on a run. Hence, he can't get enough velocity on the ball. Allowed Jasante to come in and make a great play, forcing the Rams to punt.
David Risco. Good high boots. Look at that.
That's major league there.
Sure is. Fielded by Wilkie. But the coverage had so much time to get down there, and they consumed him. John Polzak on the tackle for the Rams. David Risco is a weapon, and we saw it there. We'll return for Catholic Central's first offensive series. High school football on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press. For top coverage of preps and professional sports, turn to the pages of one of the nation's top sports sections. Also by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. And by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Sports Nutrition Award. Casey Rogowski and Justin Sassante are the running backs behind the quarterback, Dave Lusky. One of their captains. Ball given off to John Cava. 1,000-yard rusher for the Shamrocks. He gained 6. Nothing fancy about this Shamrock offense. They'll give it to their big guys and let them work beyond that offensive line, Stan.
I mean, this is going to be smash mouth football at its best. They're not going to trick you too many times. They're going to come right at you. You can line up. This is the hole we're going to run against you. You're just going to have to stop us.
2nd and 4 for CC. Ball given off. Casey Rogowski out to the 25-yard line. Close to first down territory. Lusky indeed a versatile player. He's a versatile athlete. He's a baseball player as well as a basketball star. Indeed a tough guy under center, exhibited by the fact that he's their starting safety. Catholic Central, even though they have the student body size for football, they have 4 two-way players. 3rd 3rd and 1 in a short yardage situation. Ball given up to Rogowski. Muscles his way for the first down. John Polzak on the stop for the Rams after a pickup of 4.
Rams defense got good penetration. I thought they were maybe to stop him for a loss. But as you can see, the power of the fullback right here just driving through and get second effort, which got him the first down. I think if the Rams can play solid defense with the punter Risco, that can keep them in great field position. They can stay in this ball game.
Rogowski last week against Sterling Heights Stevenson in the state semis had 5 touchdowns and 115 yards running. He and Cava provide a great 1-2 punch. It is John Cava turning the corner across the 30. As they bang shoulder pads at the 33, Mike Lundberg on the stop. Up front for Catholic Central, an active group. And then the skill guys, watch out for Brzezinski, the best skill player on this football team, and Rogowski's not bad either. We'll get into some of his multi-dimensional resume a little bit later. 2nd and 5 for the Shamrocks. Ball at the 33. Ball given off to Rogowski. Found a good hole that time out to the 38 and near first down territory. A gain of 4 for the Rams. This group averages about 225 pounds. Lundberg and Botsis in the 5-2 defense. And an active secondary led by Maxim. First down for Catholic Central, their 2nd of this drive.
Boy, this Shamrock offensive line, Fred, is doing a job. I mean, they're in this open series, they're opening holes on each side of the ball. Could be a long afternoon for the Rams. They don't learn how to stop these tackle-to-tackle plumage of the Rogowski, the fullback.
That's their MO, controlling the clock and just wearing you down. Now they start the clock. And a timeout is called. Lusky kept looking over to the sidelines. Timeout. 4.5 to play in the first quarter. We're still looking for our first points. Well, Charlie sprang during the timeout, admitting he made a mistake. He signaled first down. It's actually 3rd and 1 as the side judge had to correct him. Full house backfield for the Shamrocks. Sasante joining the big guys. It's Rogowski. First down. Fumble! Rockford has it. Recovered by Mike Lundberg. First turnover of the afternoon.
That's important for the Rams to happen here early. As you see again, off tackle play to Rogowski. He broke the line. He knew he had the first down, and he got a little careless with the ball. He didn't protect it in open field. It's getting a fumble call. As you can see him not putting both hands on the ball. He realized he did have the first down. He was going for more, but you always have to protect that football.
Credit Maxim with the fumble strip, and then Lundberg with the recovery. So Rockford with a big break, starting now at the 37-yard line of the Shamrocks.
5 wide receivers, actually.
We've seen this a lot, haven't we, Stan?
Yes, we have.
Richard steps up, throwing too deep. Intended for Tony Savickas.
It's not a bad play coming after picking up a fumble or a turnover. You catch a team down, you know they're kind of worrying about the last play where they turned it over. Sometimes they're not always on their feet as they should be. You can see he's going deep, and they actually had him there, had him an almost perfect throw to get it in there. That's not a bad play.
Well, Richard is putting the ball in the air. During the regular season, he averaged about 14 throws a game. So far, he's already attempted 4 passes. And now we look at a 2nd and 10 passing situation. Beamer, the lone running back, and he gets it. Wrapped up pretty quickly by Matt Loredas. 3 yards for the Rams in the play.
Good looking running back Beamer. Strong, built somewhat like Rogowski, maybe not as powerful. Maybe not to have the line Rogowski have as well.
Beamer compactly built at 170 pounds. Ralph Munger in his 7th year at Rockford. 3rd and 7 at the 34. John McComber in the ball game for the first time in the backfield. Richard Rowland has time. Nearly knocked away, but it's complete. Caught by Courtney Young. Excellent throw by Richard. A gain of 8 and a Ram first down.
Again, first downs, moving the chain is going to be important for this Ram offense. They roll out Richards again, and this time the receiver works back toward him. See, he fakes like he's going deep. He plants, he turns to the sideline. As soon as he gets his head around, the ball is coming. Barely got in there, but he got 1 foot in. That's all you need to do in high school.
Nick DeBella is the defender who almost got there. Maximum the ball carrier across the 20. Lou Willoughby finally wrapped him up after a gain of 6. So the Rams moving the football. It's obvious their game plan, Stan, is to try to throw the ball, not necessarily to establish the run with the pass, but it's working. Yeah, and after they established the pass, they love this inside counter play right here, which is what they ran earlier today. Maskin is the one who ran it earlier. This time he picks up a lot more positive yards. Good play on first down. Now they got second and almost short. You can do anything you want in this position, in this situation. 2nd down and 4 coming up for Rockford. Richard again to throw. Has time. Loses time all of a sudden as Willoughby and Abshire, the nose guard and tackle, squeeze him hard. A loss of 6 for the Rams. I think Richard may have panicked just a little bit on that situation there. Now, they had pretty good coverage downfield, and I don't think he needed to pull the ball down as soon as he did. I mean, I'm sitting up here, quite frankly. He had a couple of players that were coming open late. As you can see right here in the flat, down at the bottom, just leaving your screen, had a wide receiver coming open. He was pressured, but what you want to do is not lose field position this close down there. You're in field goal range. You want to at least maintain what you have, if not getting getting closer to the goal line. Keith Wern, number 7, was the guy who was open at the 5-yard line. Steve Michalak now in the backfield for the first time. Ball given off to Civicus. On the fake, Richard banged hard by Rogowski. Clever ball handling that time by Richard, but it didn't fool the Shamrocks. Ball down to the 26. No, it didn't fool him at all. He put the ball on his hip, and the Shamrocks are right there. They've obviously scouted this play on film. I was concerned right here. He was about to turn the ball over, and they wouldn't have an opportunity at this field goal here. Is at the last second, like, I think I want to, but maybe I'll hold on to it. So it's 4th and 9 coming up for Rockford. It would be a 43-yard field goal, a little bit out of range, so they have to go for it. Richard keeps it, has pressure, dumps it off to Phil Beamer, but he is wrapped up immediately by Casey Rogowski. You see why this guy is going to be a linebacker somewhere, either in the Big Ten or perhaps down at Miami. Ohio State is looking hard at him. I mean, it just seemed like the Shamrock players are all over the field. They've obviously done a tremendous job of scouting this Ram offense, and every play, they look like they're right in position to make the play. So Rogowski stays out there, of course, as the fullback as the Shamrocks take over. 1st and 10 at the 25. They dodge a bullet. Ball given off to Sasante. Picks his way on the end around to the 31. Lundberg finally stopped him after a gain of 6. Inside a minute to play in the opening quarter. And I'm sure Rockford's saying, hey, the longer we can hang around in this football game, baby, we can steal this one. They need to be proud of what they've done so far. I mean, the high potent offense of the Shamrocks have been held in check thus far. 2nd and 4 for Lusky and crew. Ball given off to Kava. 1st down and more for the Shamrocks. Out to the 38, a gain of 8. Or Ryan Kerkis finally hauled him down. Kava had to come back from a broken thumb this season. And come back he did, averaging 5 yards a pop, scoring 17 touchdowns for the Shamrocks. Now the Rams are obviously going to do something and make some kind of adjustment to stop this run, because they're not doing much between the tackles as far as stopping the Shamrocks back from getting in there. Look for them to maybe probably put 8 in the box to try to stop the run. But I think that's what the Shamrocks are trying to do. Draw them in the box and then go over their head or go behind them. Final seconds of the first quarter ticking away. The Catholic Central crowd on its feet, feeling some momentum back on their side as they try to reestablish the ground game. 12 minutes in the books. The Class AA game, no score. Still looking for our first points of this AA final. And we're also looking for a lot of points coming up this weekend in the girls state championship basketball finals. We'll have them wire to wire for you on Fox Sports Detroit. Our crew goes to Mount Pleasant to bring you all the action next weekend, Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, exclusively on Fox Sports Detroit. First and 10 for the Shamrocks. They're at their own 38-yard line. They have yet to throw a pass. Lusky doesn't mind because he's got guys like Kava, but that time the Rams are ready for it. Luke Botsis at the bottom of the pile. In fact, they lose a yard.
If I'm the coaching staff of the Rams, I'm pretty pleased about what I saw in the first quarter. We know we can stop this team. We haven't did much between attacks, but we can make adjustments. They're not really going upstairs yet, so we got to make sure that we maintain and slow down the run, but be aware of Lusky going up top sometime this afternoon.
Lusky a 45% passer during the regular season and the playoffs. So he's not shy about throwing it, but the success they have on the ground dictates what they do. Play action. Lusky being pressured, gets away from it, throws it away over the head of tight end Nick Brzezinski. Pressure came from Ryan Karakas, so Lusky had to get rid of it.
That bootleg action when Lusky comes from under center, he fakes the handoff and he goes in the bootleg. He's looking for one guy. He's looking for Brzezinski. That time the Rams got a lot of pressure and he was able to get it off, but could not catch Brzezinski. Didn't have an opportunity to really get a good throwing lane because they have so much pressure in his face.
So it's 3rd and 11 for the Shamrocks in their first full passing situation. Derek Anderson is checked in as an extra wideout. He'll be split to the far side for the Shamrocks. From the near hash. Lusky to throw it off play action. Flushed. He goes down. First sack registered by the gang from West Michigan, Steve Michalak. Number 42 on the tackle. A 6-yard loss. And hey, the Rams are showing something here.
Yes, they are. If you can watch them, they stun up the middle. They see, they read pass. And those guys up there, they just sunk guys from each angle, and they messed up their blocking scheme. And once you do that, the linemen start looking around, don't know who to pick up. That's what they're going to have to do all day long to keep this Shamrock offense in check.
Lusky's punt will bounce and then be covered by Sasante. A 36-yard boot by Lusky. That's what he averages per punt.
Lusky's going to be quite busy this afternoon. Obviously, he plays quarterback on offense. He's the punter when they punt the ball. He comes back and plays safety on defense.
Does that take away at all from his game performance as a QB?
It hasn't thus far, Fred. He's been doing this all year long, and obviously they're the #1 ranked team in the state. They've been able to get away with it. But in the championship game, it could be a factor.
Steve Michalak, the lone setback for the Rockford Rams. They've been the passing Rams so far. Ball given off to the fullback. And Michalak picks up a couple of yards. John Abshire.
Yeah, you're not going to find much running room in the interior defense of the Shamrocks. But you have to run up there to make sure you keep them honest, because once you start letting those linebackers run out to the perimeter, it's going to create problems for you. So you got to run up there to make sure they know that you will stick a fullback in there every now and then.
Look at this. CC with 10 rushes compared to 1 pass. Rockford 7 of 17 through the air. High ratio at the high school level, especially for a team that normally doesn't throw this much. Richard has the pressure, throws against his body to Savickas, who banged out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Lusky was there, and so was Matt Laredas.
The Shamrocks rolled the rollout boot action again, so anytime they see that, you can see them, they're going to always be just about there to make the play. They didn't get there that time, and Richards was able to get the ball in the flat and get an important play, I think, and put him in the position to get a first down. But once they do roll out a boot action, the Shamrocks are going to be in the backfield because they practice against it every day.
So it's 3rd and 2 for the Rams. Richard, pretty good passing numbers so far. Phil Beamer, the lone running back, as Richards as trips to the far side. Man in motion, Keith Wern. Pass for a first down. Caught immediately by Courtney Young. Pick up a 4, but it's good enough to move the sticks.
Plays like that, Fred, are just simple slant routes. Simple slants route as you run. See the wide receiver just take 3 steps and turn in toward the quarterback. Only pick up 5 or 6 yards, but it's huge confidence builders for this Ram offense.
Nick DeBella just gave up too much room on the far side. As a defensive back, just too much cushion. Beamer and McComber check in as running backs. With 4 guys in the pass pattern, actually 5 for the Rams. This is caught and complete. Adam Burkholder. Might say, well, it's a little dink stuff, but it's working right now for the Rams.
And they're passing on first down, which is one of the things they're going to have to do to keep the Shamrock defense honest.
How tough is it for a defense when they normally don't see a guy coming out throwing this much?
You want to prepare for what they may do, but you're always going to prepare for what you've seen them do in the past. From scouting a team, you watch their defense. You watch their offense, you watch their tendencies, what they do. And in the back of your mind, you know they think they may do something else. But until you see it, it's a big surprise.
Richard handing off to the first man through. It's Phil Beamer. And he was consumed by the Shamrock front 5. So it's 3rd and 7 now for Rockford. All up to 49. 7.5 minutes to play until halftime.
5 wide receivers again.
Trips to the near side. Maxim in motion. Needs to get to the Catholic Central 45. They're not going to do it. Not even close to midfield, but there is a flag. Rockford says it's against Catholic Central. Face mask penalty against the Shamrocks.
Yeah, Catholic Central had that paid perfectly, and we're about to make a big stop, and just for a brief moment he got a hold of the face mask long enough for the referee to call a penalty. That's the second big play to keep it, or second penalty I should say, to keep a drive alive for the Rams. Shamrock, which a team that very rarely makes those kind of mistakes, are showing some signs of maybe some overconfidence here in the first half, Fred. I don't know.
Or loss of concentration there. Brian Beardsley got the hand in, and unlike pro football where it's either a 5 or a 15-yard penalty, it is always 15 for grabbing the mask. So now the Rams are at the Shamrock 35-yard line. They've had the advantage in field position in this game. Richard handing off a double reverse. Wern back to the quarterback. Richard. He's open. He's open. Open man, wide open. Touchdown! Courtney Young. How about that for trickery?
Whatever it takes.
Courtney Young was so wide open because everybody but Ralph Bunger touched the football.
Fred, on part of this action in the backfield is when he took it back, when he threw it back to the quarterback, it was a very wobbly throw. I didn't think the pass was going to get there. But once Richard got the ball and I looked downfield, oh no, this is a touchdown.
The pass by Wern, number 7, consider the fact he's the backup quarterback who also plays wide out. He threw the wobbly pass, and Richard is the one who threw the tight spiral.
I think I see why he's the backup.
But he's Gary Hogaboom's nephew. He should be able to throw a spiral.
Oh, he should have a rocket.
They're going to have to try for 2 now. Richard with it. Running out of room. Throws. No! 2 Rams hands, but a flag. Brad Hamilton is the last guy who touched
We
it.
had illegal downfield. Okay, so Judy.
Ineligible man downfield, which you see a lot in these scramble situations.
Yes, you do. And actually, it may work for Rockford in this case. Now they still get a chance at the extra point.
Now CC will decline
They
it.
should decline it. Okay.
So it's 6-0. But a magic trick pulled out of the hat by the Rockford Rams. Courtney Young, nobody within 10 yards of him. And the Rams get on the board first. Anything but a yawner here as Courtney Yon hauls in the first touchdown of the game. But were there 2 forward passes on this play?
I don't know. It looked like it. You see the backup quarterback, Keith Wern, takes the handoff, and as he throws it, he's just about at the 40. And as Richard catches it, he's right at the 40 as well. Never mind, the referee didn't see it, and no one picked up Yarn downfield all by himself. You could make an argument that the first one was a forward pass, but at any rate, it counts. And it was so close, it would have been awfully difficult for the officials to make that a forward pass call. Yeah, I think if official had called that, he would have been extremely nitpicky. Well, we looked at it 3 or 4 times during the break on replay, and still inconclusive. Wilkie and Ivy deep. It'll be Wilkie for Catholic Central. And he is met head on right off the bat. Sam Sayers got there. Catholic Central will not panic, that's for sure. They trailed Troy 2 games ago, 12-0. Came back to win in the regional finals. Very poised, experienced, and disciplined team. They will not panic no matter what happens in this ball game. But that's a stat that the Shamrocks rarely trail in time of possession. It's usually flip-flop. Now that could be key. I mean, even former players who have played for Catholic Central will tell you, you know what, we want to score 10 points because you're not going to beat us. They're confident in their defense. But they're going to have to score some today against this Rockford Ram deep unit. Vicente Rogowski in the backfield. Kava in motion. He gets the pitch. He bobbled it. Has to fall on or keep it going. Flag on the play. Rams all over him. Rob Schock the first to get there. Now we'll check the infraction. A loss of 8. Holding. They'll take the
penalty.
Loss and decline it.
Down here. If you take it, we're going 10 back. Okay. We have holding on the offense. It's decline. 2nd down.
Fred, I've watched Catholic Central for a lot over the years, and I've never seen them look this confused or crossed up in the first half of a ball game. They've been to this game before. They have a number of players who've played in this game before. I'm not sure what the reason why they're not as sharp as they should be.
Yes, the Shamrocks not used to making these kind of fundamental mistakes. Tom Mack's teams are always well schooled and poised under pressure. Lusky rolling out. Going to keep it. Turns it on after the 25-yard line. So he crossed the original line of scrimmage where Lundberg and Botsis bring him down. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for CC. Picked up 11 on the play.
I would have my linebackers, if I'm the Rams defensive coordinator, watch for the draw, but I'm sending 2 or 3 people out of the secondary at Lusky in this play.
You like that blitz?
I love that blitz.
Oh, Mercer, the big tackle up front, looking to put some pressure on here on a 3rd and 7 call for the Shamrocks. Lusky to throw. Fumble off the sack, free ball.
Who are they going to give it to? It's Rockford's ball.
They've got it. Tony Savickas came out of the pile. And Catholic Central with another terrible mistake. Deep in their own territory. Ryan Karakas is the one who forced it free.
As I said, and there he is. He came off the blitz off the right side. And I caught Lusky trying to pass the ball and didn't protect it. And then there's a mad scramble for the ball, and the Rams come up with it. As you can see again, he's trying to avoid the tackler and try to get loose to try to see if he can find a play downfield.
Now watch Loredas and Lusky are the Shamrocks around the football. They had a chance to at least down it. But the Rams come up with it. Wow, what a turn of events. 1st and goal at the 8. Ball given off to Savickas. He'll pick up 3. Rockford with a chance to really give a hard blow to the head here to the Shamrocks.
Now, if there's a score here by the Rams, let's be honest, the methodical but potent offense of the Shamrocks is not one to really come from behind too far. I know they came back on Troy. This is a championship game.
Man in motion. Ball given off to Savickas. Boy, he just forced the issue, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He was stopped at the 6 initially and gets down to the 2.
It's amazing the confidence you get when your team is starting to play well. You get a little bit stronger, you look a little bit bigger, you're a little bit more confident in what you're doing, and now they're starting to control the line of scrimmage.
Ralph Munger, the Sly Fox, was saying before the game, man, we got manhandled this season by Brother Rice. 41-14, and Catholic Central beat those Warriors by 21. We don't have a chance. When he kind of grinned. He knew something, didn't he? Ball given off. Maxim is wrapped up quickly by Sasante, and Kaba short of the goal line. No gain. This would be a huge stop for the Shamrocks if they can keep them out of the end zone. But unlike them to commit 2 turnovers as they have. Timeout on the field. 4th down decision for Rockford. Tom Mack says, come on, guys. Let's get it back together. Right now, the Rams exposing some weaknesses in that Catholic Central defense based on some turnovers. And Luke Greenland will come in to try a field goal.
This is one reason why I'm sitting up here, because I'm going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I was surprised too. Although Greenland a good kicker, this will be a 19-yarder. And he's got it. So the Rams will be content for 3. Ralph Munger loves it. Gotta love that emotion. 10-zip Rams.
I mean, the Shamrock is a team that when you get them down, you got to go for the juggler. You got to get them down and stomp them and keep them down. You give them any air, that's a team that has every arsenal that can come back on you.
Well, Munger, a spirited guy, loves his football team. In fact, he conducts a clinic 1 night a week with the football moms to make sure they understand the nuances of the game of football. And he really gets a kick out of it.
Sounds great. I know a couple of football dads he needs to talk to.
Ralph could afford to smile with a 10-point lead. He came to Rockford from Frankenmuth, where he spent 11 years. So the Rams with a lead of 9. Have to chisel that stuff off.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, what people will do to get on dining vision. I suspect that the Shamrocks' offensive philosophy will not change. They're still going to be methodical in their approach and still try to grind it out and control the line of scrimmage.
So Catholic Central certainly with time here to get on the board in the first half. 3:47 left to play. Ivy and Wolke deep to receive this kick. Greenland boots it. It's going to be Ivy in his own 15. Steve Ivy breaks it. Flag is down, though. I think it's going to come back. Tom White made the stop for Rockford.
Blue. 24 on the defense, shopping below the waist, coming down,
wow.
blocking below the waist on the receiver. Okay.
Jeremy Phillips on the chop block.
Wow.
So that really helps Catholic Central's chances to get back in it. Not only a fine return, but add this yardage.
We have an illegal chop on the kicking team. 15 yards, first down.
What happens a lot of time on the kickoff team, you get a designated wedge buster. He'll come down and he'll just take off and give his body up to the wedge. And a lot of time as he goes airborne, he goes below the waist before he makes contact.
So an effective 41-yard return, 26 by Ivy, and the extra 15 yards. So Central starts this possession in Rockford territory at the 43. Kava and Rogowski, the running backs for Catholic Central. It's Cava's football. Nosedives across the 40. Lundberg makes the stop for the Rams, but a healthy gain of 4. All right, watch the upper right portion of your screen. See if you can spot the chop block. Right there on Brzezinski.
Oh, yeah. Be careful, particularly here on turf. You get that knee caught in that turf, it could be very dangerous. And again, what happens is guys coming down on the kickoff team just want to take the whole wedge out.
How do you throw that block to avoid that penalty?
You have to come take him in the face. If you're going to be on the kickoff team and be in the middle of the wedge, you got to go take him on man-to-man, face-to-face.
Good explanation. Ball to 39. Cava gets it again, wraps it up. Punishing runner, is he not?
Yes,
down to the 27-yard line. Lundberg again, the late tackle, but a pickup of 12 by the hefty senior.
Nothing fancy, just a very efficient runner. Carver off tackle, finds a hole, puts his head down, and becomes a battering ram to start running straight ahead, getting nothing but positive yardage. Rogowski's the same way. They look for the hole, and then now they start looking up defenders to run over.
Catholic Central with Cava leading the way in his 26 yards. Their best drive so far. John again gets the call. Met head on, but still managed to spin inside the 25. Luke Botsis was the first orange jersey to meet him.
You're going to tackle these Shamrocks back. You better make sure you bring them back and Nichols with you. They're coming low and they're coming hard, and they're going to bring it.
Will quarters work?
Quarters would be better.
After all, they are high school guys, so maybe all they can afford is Nichols.
Yeah.
Second down and 7 at the 24. Here comes the blitz, picked up. Lusky caught by Loretis. Nice fingertip grab. Close to first down yardage, but Loretis is hurt. May have been poked in the eye.
Sometimes your quarterback is not going to always be able to put the ball on the numbers. As you can see, Lusky put it just a little bit behind it, but a nice spinning grab on the fingertips by Loretis. To be a wide receiver, you're not going to be able to catch the ball where you want to all the time. If it touches your hands, you got to hold on to it.
Matt has good size at 6'4", 190 pounds, and obviously has good hands.
Tremendous hands. That's a tremendous catch there. That's what a college recruiter and a college coach wants to see. A receiver make a difficult catch and keeps the ball in his hands away from his body.
So they continue to work on Matt. Tom Mack, the head coach, in his 23rd year. Did not play high school football, but he played at Wayne State, where they called him Crack Mack because of his hard-hitting ability. Recently won his 200th game in the win over Sterling Heights Stevenson in the state semifinals. So Loretis is okay. Sure, he's seeing about 88 teammates on the sideline right now, but he'll get the vision back.
Makes he go, make sure he goes to the right sideline.
Catholic Central is short, by the way. Plenty of time left for the Shamrocks. So it's third down and about 1.5 feet for CC.
The Rams defense need to be on their P's and Q's. The Shamrocks know they're in field goal range. They may try some trickery to go for a touchdown.
Full house backfield. Rogowski, Cava, Sasante for the blue shirts. Lusky handing off to Cava. He's been the guy. Down to the 12. Easily picking up that first down. A gain of 6. This is Catholic Central football.
Let's get a look at Carver. I mean, you flip-flopping. You put a linebacker playing running back play linebacker. They run the ball if they look trying to hit someone.
So the ball is at 12. Lusky,
wide open.
Wide open.
Wide
Brzezinski,
open.
touchdown.
Wide open.
Easiest TD perhaps of his high school career. An all-stater. And he's on the board.
See, when you're running the ball very effectively. It causes the linebackers to stay home. They have to step up and read run, and by that end you realize the pass, it's too late. That pass was completed for Cava. Give all credit right there to Cava and Rogowski and their whole running attack with the Shamrocks. They have been running the ball so well that the linebackers thinking run, 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 and when they realized the pass, it was too late.
And the boot is through. So the Shamrocks, after a shaky start, finally get on the board. Lusky to Brzezinski for 12 yards. And the All-State tight end with his first grab of the day. And now we have a two-point affair. Brzezinski's older brother, Doug, plays at Boston College. He's a senior and will be drafted next spring. Nick can just about pick where he wants to go to college, that's for sure. Ohio State, Michigan State, would love to have him. Purdue.
How about the Lions? I mean, he's serious prototype tight end. 6'5", 255, very soft hands, tenacious blocker. And what he doesn't get credit for is the wide receiver routes that he runs. He runs routes just like a wide receiver. He's just not some big guy that goes into the secondary and just kind of lumbers around in there. He runs nice precision routes.
Well, he took the Shamrocks 2 minutes to get on the scoreboard, but that penalty, the chop block, was huge. Good high kickoff. They fake the reverse. No, they pull the reverse. Trickery as Maxim has it across midfield.
Worth the price of admission. P.T. Barnum couldn't have did it any better.
That's their second bit of wizardry in the ball game. Look at this. You tell us who had it.
You want to call it trickery, but you still have to play football and make the tackle. I'm not sure who has the ball, because as you look, once he broke into the open, he didn't take his arm off the ball and decide to start running with it. He wants you to constantly take a look at him, look back to see if anyone else had the ball. I want to make sure that at the last possible second, I can still hold my faith.
Ball given off quickly. The up man, Phil Beamer. Haslam High School also pulled that same kind of maneuver last week in the semis to get to the state championship game, and the double B side, we'll see them tonight at 8 o'clock.
I mean, I've seen that play run quite often in high school, and it works. If you run it properly, it will work.
Ball up to 41, 2nd and 7. Plenty of time left for the Rams to get back on the board. Richard to throw. Dumps it off to the short man. Sam Sayers with a grab. Brought down by Cava at the 38.
Just a crossing route right there. Nice high percentage pass. See, Cava comes in to make the stop. But those are the kind of passes they're going to have to continue to hit to keep this Shamrock defense honest.
So the Rams down to one timeout. 44 seconds to go in the first half, as Richard, as advertised, has spread the ball around, but to his receivers as opposed to his running backs. We figured we'd see a lot of guys running the ball for the Gang in Orange, but instead it's been pass catching. Munger would love to at least get 3 points if he can before halftime.
I think that would be huge. I really do. You go into the state championship game leading with less than a half to play. Again, this Shamrock team has been down before, and they know how to be poised to come back. But again, in the championship game, we look at some of the scores and the way Rockford has played early in the year. Sometimes you get a different team and a different attitude when you make the final game.
Yeah, you can't change your personality once you're here. Rams looking to make it 3 for 7 in the third down pickup department. Reverse handoff. It's Savickas. Breaks a tackle. In the field goal range. across the 15, down to the 12 where Dave Lusky had to make the tackle, but a gain of 24 for the Rams.
This is easy to say, but that was a great call. It really was, because everybody's looking for the pass, and they've run that counter before, and they run on it and got a great kick-out block. And once he started running, he didn't just start running out of bounds. He started looking for the proper way where his downfield blockers would come from to get as much as he could out of that play.
So 35 seconds left in the half. Rams look like they're thinking more than a field goal here. They spread the field again. Richard. Touch pass, but the defender nor the receiver turned around to look for the ball. Savickas, the intended receiver. He was wrapped up defensively by the Shamrocks.
I would dare to say when they generally run that play, he's not the primary receiver. So he flared out of the backfield. They had no idea the ball was coming his way. Anytime you come out of the backfield as a pass receiver, whether you're primary or secondary, you always have to expect the football.
Brian Beardsley, who's a defensive end, was out there on the pass coverage for CC. Second down and 10 at the 13. Michalak and McComber now in the backfield as running backs, as Munger continues to shuttle in the fresh legs. Fake handoff. Richard with time, buying some seconds, staying alive. Now he's pressured. Forced out of bounds, but almost to the goal line. Nick DeBella finally bumped him out, but a gain of 12 down to the 1. 13 seconds to go in the half.
I like the play calling here. They're not going to just settle for the field goal. Play action is looking downfield. Everybody's pretty covered, but he never gives up on the play. He's constantly looking for someone to pass to. Once he realizes he has no one to pass to, he does a great job of trying to get in the end zone. I don't know if we can see it. I think he steps out a bit early here than the referees didn't see it. Right there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Casey Rogowski is the one who initially tried to force him out of bounds. Ball at the 1 yard line.
They better be ready to call a timeout if they don't get in.
Richard, the handoff.
It won't matter.
Rams!
It won't matter.
Tony Savickas. A killer of a score because it erases what CC did just a moment ago.
Here we go, just an off-tackle blast play with the lead blocker going up in there. Savickas hit up in there, and he was not going to be denied. I'm going to go on a limb for it. That was huge. I think that was pretty huge.
Ryan Carrick is through the lead block in that hole, number 46. And Savickas filled it.
One of the reasons why I think that was very huge, the Shamrocks have made a lot of mistakes in the first half. You take those mistakes away, I still don't think they're dominating this game.
Greenland for the point after. The straight ahead kicker is perfect. And the Rams by 8. We have ourselves a ball game. Savickas, 8 yards a carry, and the last one from 1 gets him into the end zone.
Munger's going to take his team in the locker room and say, we have to win one half of football and we're the state champs. That's asking a lot. You're playing an awfully tough team, but we're not a whole game anymore, Fred. It's only one half.
Well, keep in mind, these high schoolers from Rockford have never played Catholic Central before. They knew about the heritage. They knew about the whipping of Brother Rice, while they, in turn, were beaten badly by the Warriors. But all of a sudden, in a half of football, they're saying, you know what? These guys are no different than we are. We can play with them. They're doing more than that right now, leading 16-9.
Generally in the pros in high school, if one team beats another, you know that doesn't mean anything. On any given day, particularly in the Big Ten or in the NFL, anybody can beat anybody. On high school, it usually stands true. If one team beats another and that team they beat usually beats someone else, you usually think the team that beat that first team is automatically going to beat the second team. Maybe not today.
I want to correct myself, 16-7 obviously the score, but a 9-point difference Catholic Central will face in the third quarter. Again, a reminder about that 12-0 deficit they faced against Troy in the regional finals and came back to win it. Line drive boot to Ivy. Flag on the play.
Here we go.
Offside. Rockford.
He's got kicking team.
In high school, college, and the pros.
Dead ball. Coachman.
In Pop Warner and Little League, 90% of the time, someone's offsides on the kickoff. Oh, I don't know. I think that's a bit nitpicky. Was he offside? Of course he was. There's somebody offside almost on every kickoff on every level of football.
You're saying let him play, huh?
Let him play.
So Lundberg again to boot it away. Low bouncer. Picked off by Wolke. He is met very quickly at the 35. 4 seconds left to go in the quarter. Sam Sayers made the stop for the Rams.
You see the Rams preparing for their prevent defense. And the Shamrocks have nothing to lose to air it out and maybe get a penalty. Could put him in field goal range or get a second shot at the end zone.
Lutski has a pretty good arm. Sasante in motion. The quick out. Too tall for the intended receiver, Wolke. And that will finish 2 quarters of football. Are you stunned? Perhaps you are if you're a follower of Detroit area Catholic football. But the Rams are not. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a feature. The man behind the success of the Shamrocks. Of course, all kind of highlights. And Stan will recap this first half. I think a surprising first half because Catholic Central was not able to control the clock and control the ground game. The turnovers, the difference in this first half. And give Rockford credit. They came right back down, answered the score with one of their own, and lead here at halftime 16-7. Let's head downstairs now to Greg Russell.
All right, thanks a lot, Fred. We're here now with the coach of Rockford, Ralph Munger. Now, Ralph, it seems like in the beginning, both sides were just going to be penalized out of the building, but then you come up with 2 trick plays that lead to touchdowns for your squad.
2? I only remember 1.
Well, the one on the kickoff as well.
Oh, I see. That's pretty normal. But, I mean, we're in a state championship game. We're going to do whatever it takes to give our kids the greatest opportunity and chance they have to win this thing.
Now, what are you going to tell your team at halftime to keep that intensity going?
Get some water in their bodies.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right.
Back up to you, Fred.
Short and simple. Forget the X's and O's. Drink a lot of Wawa. I love Ralph Munger's attitude. 16-7. He's in the lead by 9. We'll have more at halftime. Don't go away. Well, the favored Shamrocks of Catholic Central in danger of losing their piece of destiny, trying to become the first AA school to win back-to-back big school football championships. And right now, they are in a tussle with the Rams of Rockford. 16-7 our halftime score. Well, we often hear about CC, Catholic Central, of course, but really it could be a quad C situation when you add the letters for consistency in class. And it all starts with a head coach, Tom Mack. Unassuming, but very much in command. Listen to this feature and what he's all about.
Congratulations to head coach Tom Mack and all of your coaching staff and players.
I've been at Catholic Central for the last 23 years. We try to emphasize, in Catholic Central football that, toughness is a great part of the game, and believing in each other as a unit. The team concept is one thing that I think that has really helped us over the years. We've always tried to stress that no one is more important than the team, and that the stars that we end up having on our team are a product of everybody else's hard work as well as their own. And I think we all play for each other here. And over the last 20 years, I think this is a philosophy that has increasingly been accepted by the kids, and now I think they believe 100% in the concept of team, and that they just want to be a part of Catholic Central football, and not necessarily do they want any individual honors.
Can't say enough about Coach Mack. I mean, fastest coach, state history, reached 200 wins. That was a big present that we wanted to give him. He's helped me so much with all my skills with defensive back and quarterback. He's helped me so much, and I can't thank him enough.
My inspiration is to try to do as much as I can to help kids believe in themselves. I think the one thing that a coach can do in his job is to help people believe in themselves. And I think if there's one thing in life that we all need, and that's what it is.
He's great. He's a good coach. He's fun. He works you hard. You know, he's a good teacher. He knows what to call. He knows the plays. You know, so when he's coaching, like, you know something's good is going to come out. You know, you're not going to blow a game on you're not going to want to lose. You know, you want to win for him just because he's a great coach and a great guy.
I've always wanted to be a great high school football coach someday, and someday I might get there. But I never really wanted to go on to college. I really think that high school is the greatest place to coach because the kids are at a point in their lives where they need people to help them grow up and to develop priorities or values and to see how life should be lived. And I think this is the time in life that you can do that. And if you're going to be successful, you have to be yourself.
Boy, it has been the Mack attack during this tenure, 23 years, and again, fastest to reach the 200 mark. So Coach Mack has averaged 9 wins a year, and today his 8th final appearance. Hoping to make it 6 state championships, but the Rockford Rams are making it difficult, leading at intermission 16-7. We'll take a break and return to the Silverdome after this timeout. Nine-point difference right now at halftime. Fred McLeod and Stan Edwards with you from the Silverdome, and the boys Class AA final. Surprise?
It is surprising. I tell you what, if I'm Rockford's head coach, I'm in the locker room and say, guys, in our wildest dreams, that's probably the only time we thought we could probably be in this position. We have one half of football to play, and if we win the second half, we're state champs.
And also make sure to drink water.
Drink a lot of water. You can get dehydrated down there.
You really can in the dome, and coaches are very cognizant of that fact that it's not as much the turf, but the fact that you can get dehydrated in this dry air.
Exactly, and if you're not used to playing in this area or in an atmosphere like this, you be careful. You can get dehydrated and start to slow down in the second half and don't know what hits you. Now, Catholic Central's been here before, so they know what to expect. But the Rockford team, as well as preparing for the Shamrocks, they got to prepare for the elements in the dome.
Central is used to forcing turnovers, and they have not done it today. In fact, they have coughed up the football, which has been a key factor in this game so far. Yes, as you can see, Rogalski coming through the line, trying to get more than the first down and not very careful, didn't protect the football, and then fumbled on that play. And go back there, and Karakis comes in, and you can see the sack right there. They've been pressuring Lusky all day long. You can see on the play action again there, the blitz comes in, and they knock the ball again loose. And I thought the Shamrocks had an opportunity to cover the fumble, but the hungrier team won it, and Rockford came up with the fumble there. And it has been some offense. It wasn't just defense, as you can see right there. See the double reverse pass from Warren back to Richards. Richards find Jan all in the end zone all by himself, and that's the kind of things you're going to have to do to beat the Shamrock team. And you can watch a play action pass from Lusky and find a wide open Brzezinski in the end zone, and that was based off the Shamrocks being effective on the ground. And you find that right before the halftime, you saw the touchdown from the Rockford Rams. All right, our Detroit Free Press first half stats. First downs in favor of Rockford. Rushing yardage, this surprises Stan. 61-36 in favor of the Rams. That is a surprising stat there. But again, you're not really sure which team is showing up in the first half for the Shamrocks, because they always play from behind. They generally play from behind, but not with those kind of penalties. And look at the time of possession, Fred. That's a tremendous stat there as well. Yes, normally Catholic Central enjoys that element of a football game. They are unaccustomed to being in this situation, but they know that they can come from behind and have to call upon their poise. Yeah, I've seen Catholic Central play a couple of times this year, and I've not seen them play this poorly. They've been behind before, and that's nothing new to them. But what is kind of puzzling is the penalties and the lackadaisical attitude as far as protecting the football. If I'm Catholic Central coach, I'm a little concerned. You know, being behind is one thing because they've done that before, but the way they've been careless with the football could cost them here in the second half. And they're facing a football team that is very active and very deep, perhaps as deep a team as they have faced all season long. We'll head to break, but first, let's go downstairs and listen in on the Rockford Ram Band. right, we're moments away from the start of the third quarter. Let's get the thoughts now of Catholic Central head coach Tom Mack. Greg?
Thanks a lot, Fred. Well, Coach, it appears that during the first half, you had 3 opponents out here. The team from Rockford, also turnovers and penalties. What did you tell your team at the half?
Well, I told them that our theme this year has been the magic is in believing, and that we have to believe in ourselves in the second half and come out and play great 24 minutes and try to eliminate these turnovers and try to bring the momentum back to us, to our side.
And a lot of the games that you did have this season, you did come back to win in the second half. So, of course, that gives your team a little encouragement as well.
Right. The last 4 games we've been behind at halftime, and so we have great confidence that we'll be able to do it.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Take care. Good luck in the second half. Let's take it back up to Fred.
All right, Greg, thanks. Certainly Tom Mack's demeanor is one of composure and calm, and his football team reflects that, but now they got to go out and do it.
I don't know if I like that philosophy that, we like to play from behind. I guess paraphrasing that is not exactly what he said, but, coming from behind all the time is just not the place you want to be. This is a championship game, and all the time, coming from behind is just not going to work. It may work today, but obviously time will tell.
Catholic Central, the 2 fumbles, of course, setting up the scores. Lundberg and Savickas recovering those for Rockford. Meanwhile, the Rams early, not much going. But then the mistakes by CC setting the table. Catholic Central will get the kickoff to start the third quarter. Steve Ivey is back, along with Kyle Ensminger. We haven't seen much of him because he's fighting back from a knee injury. And it's Ensminger, who's a starting running back earlier this year, and he's at the 18-yard line. Ken Baldwin in on the stop for the Rams. Along with Luke Greenland, the kicker. How about that? So here we go, 1st and goal from the 19. Dave Lusky, 2 for 4 throwing for 19 yards so far. Kava's been the big offensive gainer for them. It's Rogowski getting the call. And Casey gets a couple of yards. Mike Lundberg there to hit him. They're getting cocky over there. Let's see what happens here.
Boy, you never know how long you're going to have the lead, so you might as well be cocky when you can. Lundberg did a nice job standing in there, standing stout, putting his head and shoulder pads right on the ball here and driving him to the backfield.
2nd down and 9 for the Shamrocks. Kava the lone setback. Sassante in motion. Fake to Nick. Play action. Lusky.
A lot of time.
Now runs. Has the first down. Spins out of bounds. And gets across the 35-yard line. Got a key block from Sassante. And a 16-yard pickup for the CCQB.
Most of their passes come off the play action. You can see Lusky does a play action pass right there. He's looking for a place to run. There's a player right in position to make the play, and he's got to make that play in this championship game. And he came back. He's allowed Chesney to come back and throw a key block to allow Lusky to run for the first down.
You saw, watch 21 there on the left of your picture on this block. Sassante on a key block to spring Lusky. Watch this right here, coming up.
Boom. Right on Lundberg.
Back live. It's Kava with the football across the 40. Gains 5. Steve Dominguez with a block to open up some room for Kava, who now has 37 yards rushing on 9 carries. Opening minute and a half here in the second half. Lusky, quick drop, throws a dart, but it's off target. Intended for Wolke.
Not like Lusky to be off the mark that much. Threw it behind the receiver and almost into the hand of the defender.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. Lusky looking over for the signal. Justin Sweeney, number 88, checks in as a pass receiver.
Play clock's running down.
Lusky under center. Kava and Rogowski behind him. Play action. Lusky sets up, throws it too hard, and back for Brzezinski. So the Shamrocks will have to punt it away.
Good stand by the Ram defense. Good stand.
Especially the way the drive started for the Shamrocks.
Exactly. What's key here is that you must field the punt. It must be caught. You decide when you get to the ball if you're going to fair catch or run it back, but you must catch it.
Jan and Crow for this punt. That's short, but there's a flag.
That's going to hurt. This one is going to hurt.
Roughing the kicker. And it'll be a first down for Catholic Central.
These are the kind of mistakes you can't do against a team like CC. You've already... Oh. Yes, he'll get an Oscar, but you never should have been close enough to even bump into him. I mean, you're going to get the ball back in great field position by stopping him on the first series and beginning of the second half. Why even make it close? Stay away from the kicker. Don't even allow a referee to make a call like this.
Rockford's fourth penalty flag. Each team now has been docked for yardage because of roughing the kicker.
I mean, the intensity's up. You're in the championship game. You want to make a play, help your team win.
At the 43. Double reverse. Sassante has it. Turns it up north across the 40. A gain of 5. Lundberg and Caracas there to stop him for the Rams. That borders on being wild for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, this is one of their way back in the deep playbook type of plays. See the fool like cameraman right there, ran reverse. Sante got as much positive yards as he possibly could out of that play as they run it. They're running off the counter. They hand it to the running back, and he gives it back to Sante. Sees a little area upfield, plants, cuts upfield.
Ball given off to Kaba. And the lumbering fullback gets across the 35 for a gain of 3. Yeah, double reverse for the Rams. It's like ho-hum, big deal.
Yeah.
They've had the double pass for the touchdown. They've had the reverse in the kickoff.
They probably started their practice sessions with a double reverse.
3rd down and 2 now for the Shamrocks. We've passed the 3-minute mark elapsed in the 3rd quarter. Catholic Central 2 of 6 in 3rd down calls here. Ball given out to Rogowski. Surges forward, has that first down. Casey Rogowski broke his leg in the preseason scrimmage. Thought his season was over. At first they thought it was a torn knee, but it was a blessing that it was a broken leg. He managed to heal, got him back on the football field, and saved his senior season. He'll go to college as a linebacker, to be sure. But the 4.3 average, pretty darn healthy as a running back. But he's an outstanding baseball player, too. He hit one in the upper deck at Tiger Stadium. First to do that as a high schooler since Willie Horton.
Wow.
Lusky gets a block. Throws down the field. Brzezinski got it inside the 5. Caught by Jeff Potts, excuse me. Inside the 5, a huge gainer for the Shamrocks. And now they're knocking at the door.
Watch Luke Boyd, this number 58, Bottas. He comes up and he takes the inside route, which allows Lusky to get outside to get this pass off. When you see a quarterback like that comes in rolls, you want to make sure you keep him inside where all the pressure is coming from. He took the wrong route inside, allowed him to come outside to complete the pass.
Kava smelling the goal line, but he's short about a yard. Caracas there to meet him. John wincing a bit as he heads back to the huddle. And now he's going to come out. I thought he was motioning as if he needed a breather. But no, he's going to stay in there. Potts, who made the big catch, back in there for the Shamrocks. He'll line up as a tight end. 2nd and goal. Ball handed off to Cava. Closer to the goal line, but he's shot. Rob shot. Kept him from scoring. Well, CC spread it out a little bit more in this drive. A little better ratio and balance. Matt Loredas checks in for Tom Mack. 3rd and goal. You would think the Shamrocks will take 2 tries if they need them both to get the 6 points. Ball given off to Rogowski.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it.
He's inches shy. Mike Lundberg kept him out of the end zone. The Shamrock players are pointing, saying, "Coach, we're going to go for it."
All he needs to do to break the plane to the goal line. This is a good angle here. Maybe we'll see it.
Boy, I thought he was over. Don't you think, Stan?
I think he is, but actually we don't really, maybe we can tell here a little bit. I don't know. It's just hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. And what you can't do as an official is assume that he got in. 36 was blinding the camera and probably the official's view as well, and you really couldn't get a clean look to find out if in fact he did break the plane of the goal line.
So 4th and literally inches. Will the Shamrocks go for it, or will they settle for 3? The answer upon our return. Outside the goal line, Catholic Central going to go for the opportunity to get close here. Tom Mack, depending on his big guys up front, and either Cava or Rogowski to punch it in.
One way or another, this will be the turning point of the game.
No question, the biggest snap so far. The Rams digging in defensively. Ball given off. Cava, touchdown! Mike Morris had a key block to get some breathing room for Cava. And right now, the Shamrocks are down 3. They'll try to cut it to 2 with the extra point.
Just a Shamrock old bed and brother. Off tackle lead block up in the middle. See Cava just lowers his head and barrels his way right into the end zone. You would like your linebacker to step up a little bit stouter than that.
Yeah, somebody's got to fill a hole there.
Yep.
But it didn't happen. A flag on the extra point, which was good.
What we've got is a dead ball, encroachment. Now, no, the play didn't happen. The play didn't happen. All right, now, Captain, you can decline the. You want to leave it where it is? Mike, Ray, Ralph, we're going to leave the ball where it's at. They can decline the distance. We're just going to replay the down.
So they'll kick it again. As you heard, the dead ball foul. The extra couple of yards doesn't mean anything. And the boot is through. So Catholic Central picking up a valuable point on the PAT. And the Shamrocks back in this baby. Down 16-14 on the strength of Cava's touchdown. He now has 42 yards in the afternoon, averaging 4 yards a pop.
I mean, you go back to the roughing the kicker on the punt play. That was one of the plays that kept the drive alive. If I'm on the coaching staff of the Rams, I'm kind of kicking ourselves now. Just minimum errors kept the drive alive. Keep it coming. You play good defense, good solid defense. You can't allow those things to happen, particularly against a team like the Catholic Central Shamrocks.
Well, the penalty kept the 80-yard drive alive. And so now, can Rockford answer with a score? Past the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. Hope you're enjoying this one. AA Championship. 2 more titles to be handed out later today on Fox Sports Detroit. Double C and Double B. 5 and 8 o'clock. Matt Shepard, Rob Rubin for the 5 o'clock call. state of Michigan in terms of intensity. Those guys never sit down. Or so it would seem. Maxim in the end zone, so it comes out to the 20. But I'm sure the folks in Rockford would say, hey, we're pretty noisy here. Or how about us in Menominee?
Nothing but a sea of orange on the opposite side of the Silver Dome.
Richard with good numbers. 10 for 14 for 71 yards. And that first half touchdown to Yarn. So here come the Rams from the 20. Now a 2-point affair. Certainly excellence the last 3 years as the Rams to the state semis twice and now to the Big Tilt. Ball handed off to Beamer. Nothing doing there as the front five of the Shamrocks, led by Lou Willoughby, set up a wall there.
Fred, if I'm not mistaken, the Rams are getting the ball with, just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is the first time they touched the ball. That opening drive for the Shamrocks took about a little over 6 minutes, and that's just tremendous. You had your offense on the field for an awful long time. Now you look at it in contrast, the offense has been on the sideline for the Rams for quite some time. It could be a little cold, a little rusty.
Could be a delay penalty.
He never put his mouthpiece in.
Next ball, number 7.
Yep. Dead ball. Ready to wear equipment on the offense.
Well, a mouthpiece that was not put in. You don't see that called very often.
No, you don't. You generally tell the kid, hey, kid, put your mouthpiece in. Let him play.
That huge drive by Catholic Central evens up this all-important statistic.
Yes, it does.
At time of possession. So it's 2nd and 14 for Rockford. Richard to throw. Middle screen. Beamer has some room. Gets a block, almost a hold. Breaks a tackle. Gets out to the 40, where he's low bridged by Lusky. But a 25-yard pickup for the Rams.
Great observation, Fred, because I thought they may have called a holding penalty on that. I think the kid pulled off at the last minute. And it's a great call in the 2nd and long or 1st and long situation. There's a screenplay right up the gut.
Watch this block out in front, see if you can see it right there. As Cava was knocked down, no jersey was grabbed, so no holding call. Right there, almost a hold.
So right at the end of the run there, stays in bound and try to get as much yards as he possibly get. Great call.
Richard, there's a mix-up. No, not. Michalak with the ball. Down to the 45. Lusky finally brought him down.
This is the Western Michigan version of the old Statue of Liberty. Wasn't quite sure what was taking place in the backfield. As you can see, Richard come from under center, and he goes back and he hands it around the backside and keeps moving. We used to call that the old enema draw. Give it to him from the back.
I wish that Coach Munger would have told me about that one. Steve Michalak in the backfield now. Gets the football. No, it's Richard who keeps it. Boy, he is tugging the ball, isn't he? Across the 40. Down to the 37. Brian Beardsley and Nick DeBella on the stop. But a gain of 8.
Boy, I thought he was going to pitch it here. He did a great job of reading coming down the line, and there's absolutely no one on the pitch, man. I know he wants to be careful and make sure he doesn't fumble the ball, which is a great idea. But if he's able to get the pitch to number 20, he had clear sailing to the end zone.
So it is 2nd and 3 for the Rams. Inside 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jay McCumber now in the backfield. He's throwing a block this time. Richard spurting out, almost intercepted by Mark Throne. Richard knows he got away with one there.
Yes, he did. As you see right here, he's dropped back and looking for a receiver open. I think they're running and passing very well as far as their play selection there. As you can watch right there, the receivers, he's there now. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's got his arms up. Richard waited a hair too late and allowed the defender to come in and break that pass up, almost causing an interception.
So Rockford 3 for 7 in third down situations. Hoping to even that up. Again, that Statue of Liberty play. Lundberg, first down and more. Out across the 25-yard line. Dave Lusky finally tripped him up, but a gain of 12.
Hey, I like that play. I'm quite sure they do as well.
Do you think that's something perhaps they put in as a wrinkle this week?
They must have, because what happens is that once as a linebacker you watch the quarterback, after he clears the back, you assume he's not going to be a running play. He's setting up for the pass. You tend to turn your head and take your eye off the quarterback. Well, he sneaks behind him and slides the ball in there, and he's got a lot of running room.
Lundberg, who just lugged the ball, is the lone running back for the Rams. Richard himself.
Quarterback draw.
Jeremiah Hicks on the stop, but a 4-yard pickup for Rockford. They frankly have moved the ball better, Stan, than I thought they would.
Yes, they have. I think going back to what we talked about at the top is their play selection. They've mixed it up very well. They've not stuck with one attack. They've kept the Shamrock defense guessing. They don't know what they're going to do next.
Yeah, they really have. They've kept them off balance all afternoon. From tricks to the dyed-in-the-wool stuff.
Oh, that mouth is open there. He might be sucking a little bit.
That's Jeremiah Hicks, their stalwart tackle. He's only a junior. Ball handed off inside. Savickas on the carry on the counter. John Absher with a tackle for the Shamrocks. A pickup of 3. Down to the 18.
That inside handoff counter was very successful for them in the first half. Those are the kind of plays you can't live with. You can use them up after a while. They don't work anymore.
Another key 3rd down call coming up. 3rd and 3 for the Rockford Rams. CC fans on their feet. They want to stop. Richard keeps it. Has some pressure. Throws. Caught. John McComber.
He's got a first down.
Sure does. On a gain of 10. Down to the 8-yard line.
Richard's off play action. Looking downfield, he does a great job of scrambling, because once he's flushed out of the pocket, he doesn't panic and tuck the ball down. He looks to see if he's going to find anyone open. Good ball fake there. He's looking downfield. He's looking. Hey, there's someone. Someone I recognize that is on my team. Great pass for a first down.
What balance, though, for Rockford. They're spreading around.
Oh, good fake.
Pass.
Good fake.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Keith Word.
Oh.
Again, he's their backup quarterback who also plays wideout. And he got the Shamrocks to bite.
I'm going to assume that ball fake was never intended to go to a receiver downfield. That was tremendous. He got the Shamrock defenders off their feet and just ran around them. See him take one step up. Look, he's not throwing to anybody. There's a ball fake pump. Got him up. Oh, that's great. That's basketball. That's all it is. And he sees the end zone. Touchdown.
Watch Wern lose to Sante and then beat Casey Rogowski.
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to hit him in the end zone. I don't know. But great awareness to find out that, listen, if I get this guy off his feet, there's nobody between me and the end zone.
And Ralph Munger looking like Bill Cowher on the Rockford sidelines. Again, they answer. They have reason to smile. The Rams are more than hanging tough. They're leading the defending champs by 9 at the Silverdome. Well, what do you do if you're a Lions quarterback with a few days off? You go watch some football. Charlie Batch is here, and I'm sure he's been entertained by what's happened in the big school championship game.
He's got a bright future in this league.
Yes, he does. Boy, he was brilliant in the 4th quarter on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, he was.
Throwing it on a rope.
Still learning, but he's going to be awfully, awfully good.
The Rockford Rams have regained the 9-point lead. The Shamrocks certainly do not want to get in any kind of offensive shootout. That's not their MO. Wolke returns, but not much. Talked about the balance of the Rockford offense. Look at that. Actually, more yards, Stan, 11 than their rushing total. You're going to win a lot of football games with that kind of balance.
Right now, my MVP is whoever's calling the plays for the Rockford Rams. They've kept the Shamrock defense off balance the whole game.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 21 for Lusky and friends. The pitch to Cobbett. Short side of the field. Bumped out of bounds. Luke Botsis put the shoulder into him. It's out to the 27-yard line. 2nd down 3 for the Shamrocks as we wind our way down toward the end of the 3rd quarter. Tom Mack has to be concerned. His team not used to coughing up 23 points in 3 quarters. Lusky has some pass pressure. Threw it on the dime to Rogowski. Good touch speed, and Casey goes out of bounds near the 40.
Great play by Lusky. Got a player down as well.
It's a Rockford Ram who has fallen.
This is what happens when you have a poised quarterback who knows how to play under pressure. He knew the blitz was coming. He had to wait for the receiver, probably to come up, Rogowski to come open. Couldn't get it to him right away because he had to come off his fake. He had to wait for the receiver to turn around and look. He was going to take a hit, but he held it to the last moment until he can get it out there to him.
Ryan Carricus, who delivered that hit, is the guy who was down. They just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, let's just hope that's the case.
Here's the base. Seems to be fine.
He's played well today. You don't want him to miss the remainder of the game due to injury.
Ryan forced the 2nd fumble in the 1st half by CC. So he's had a heck of a ball game. Get in on the latest of the local NFL scene with Lions Weekly. See the latest highlights, player interviews, and Coach Bobby Ross's salute to a Michigan high school football program. It's all on Lions Weekly, Tuesday night at 7:30, only on Fox Sports Detroit. Charlie's got to be impressed with the quarterback work, really on both sides today. Richard and Lusky handling their ball clubs. Lusky on the play action. Well, Charlie Batch loves to run. Down deep, looking for his big tight end, Brzezinski. Got it inside the 30-yard line. Nick with his 2nd grab of the day, a gain of 36.
You don't get much better than that, Fred.
He's such a big target, Stan.
I mean, not only is he a big target, I mean, he's a guy who knows how to play the ball, goes up and fight the ball, and he's covered. He's actually covered. And he goes up and takes the ball away from 2 defenders. Like I say, he runs good pass route, and he's actually by the receivers. He got to come back and adjust to the ball, and adjust he does.
Well, as you say, he actually runs wide receiver routes. He's that quick.
He is.
So 1st and 10 Shamrocks now. Ball at the 29. Ball given off inside to Kava. Wrapped up pretty quickly by Lundberg after a pickup of 3. Final half minute of the 3rd quarter, but a big play for the Shamrocks. Well, our first game of the day was decided by a single point. Could be headed for another close shootout down the stretch in this one. Could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Lusky on the option. Takes it inside. Has running room. Lusky down inside the 10-yard line. First time we've seen them run the option with effectiveness. A 17-yard double up for the Shamrocks. And we have reached the 3rd quarter ending. 23-14 Rockford, but the Shamrocks are driving. Well, the Shamrocks knocking on the door. Let's go downstairs, though. Greg Russell has a special guest.
Thanks a lot, Fred. That's right. We're down here with Charlie Batch, quarterback of the Detroit Lions. First of all, Charlie, congratulations on your Thanksgiving Day win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And now you're out here now watching Michigan high school football. True enough, you're from Pennsylvania, but how do you compare the two from what you've seen?
I really don't get a chance to watch Michigan high school that much, but I mean, from what I see and what I hear, it's big up here. You know, very big, and especially when you get to the state championship like this. You know, it's exciting. It's very exciting when you're in high school. So, you know, you get out there, and this is a big time for them, and it's exciting just to watch.
Casey Rogowski takes it in for the touchdown.
Big time play going on out there, just like what you had the other day. Charlie Betts, thanks for being along with us. All right, back to Fred.
So Rogowski's TD makes it a 23-20 game. And now the Shamrocks with the decision. Go for 2, cut it to 1, or boot it and make it a 2-point game.
Yeah, I think you kick the extra point here, Fred, because you also can win it with the field goal. If you don't kick the extra point, then you're looking for a little trouble.
So the guy who was the All-State wrestler a year ago, 45-0, shows he can lug that football. And the PAT makes it 23-21. Casey finds the end zone. Rockford's turn when we come back. Well, we have a 2-point ball game again. Opening moments of the fourth quarter off the Casey Rogowski TD.
See Shamrocks go back to their bread and butter. Just send Quavi in as a lead blocker, and Rogowski right up behind him, just bulls his way right into the end zone. They're going to stick with that.
So Mike Scroy will kick it off. He's been booing him into the end zone this afternoon. Squibs this one toward the sidelines. Stays in though. Picked up by Jared Smith. A little skip back. And he's brought down by John Hill. Well, as a football fan, you certainly hope that the big school championship will come down to the final drive, and it could happen. Central with a great drive of their own, 80 yards with the Rogowski 9-yarder. Didn't take him very long. The big pass to Brzezinski, the springboard. Beamer and Savickas are the running backs. Ball given off to Savickas. Mark Frome brought him down after a gain of 4.
And if you're the offensive coordinator for the Rams, you got to remember what got you to this point. You can't panic. Of course, the game's going to be close because you're playing the top team in the state. You got to make sure you continue to mix it up. Passing on first down wouldn't be a bad option too. You got to make sure you keep this defense off balance. If you allow the Shamrock defense to tee off, they can close the gap very quickly.
Sure, the Shamrocks are thinking turnover. They have yet to force one. Maxim, number 20 now. Sets up as a wingback. Double wing second in a passing situation. Richard flushed out. Being chased. Avoids a sack. Throws on the run. Incomplete. Ralph Munger wanted pass interference. Nick DeBella was there with a blanket coverage.
Wasn't successful, but not a bad play by Richards. He was flushed out, but he still had an opportunity to get the ball down and avoid a major loss in the sack behind the line of scrimmage. You can see he avoids one rusher right there, and he's pulling out. He never panics. He waits for the receiver to come open and almost makes one heck of a play.
You can see Richard is very comfortable throwing on the run. Rockford, a very good percentage in third down situations. They need 7 for the pickup. Need to get out to the 28. Richard to throw. Pressure from Willoughby. The screen to Beamer. Takes a pop by Sasante. Short of the first down. Justin, a 205-pounder, met him head on. If he doesn't make that kind of hit, Stan, it's a first down.
And that's how you bring it on third down. You know that you have to stop the man, and you're the only man between him and the first down. You have to flat out bring it, and Sasante did at that time.
David Risco and his 41-yard average as a punt. Will boot it away here. Good high kick. This kid has a good leg. Fair catch signaled for by Jason Wolke. But the Shamrocks finally stopped the Rams. Now they have to put together another march. lot of time in this football game, and a 23-21 Rockford advantage.
And again, this Rockford defense hasn't played bad. They played pretty tough. Just had some breaks here and there, and a few key penalties.
CC will start this possession at the 26-yard line. Kava, Rogowski are the setbacks. The pitch short side. Rogowski turns the corner, or Kava rather, forced out of bounds across the 30. He picked up 8.
As you can see at the top of the screen, you see the feet of the safety 23 right there. He's got to step up there a little bit taller than that, because see, he's came in a little bit too late and allow Father to come downfield to get extra yardage. That safety, who's away from the receivers, need to step up and play like a linebacker, or they're going to pound this ball down his throat every play.
Luskey, the inside handoff to Rogowski. It's across the 35, a gain of 4. Casey's a monster, isn't he? 6'3", 245.
Yes, he is.
Catholic Central had trouble early on with the bobbles and mistakes, but much more Shamrock-like with the 3 touchdowns since. Sassante joins the big beef in the backfield. Justin gets the ball. Gets across the 40. Doesn't carry the football very much. Mike Lundberg, we've called his name a lot, in on the stop. Sassante, who made that big hit to force the punt, probably going to play at Ball State or Central Michigan as a collegiate. Lundberg is only a junior, so he'll anchor that defense again next year for the Rams. 6'2", 195. Tough guy. Got to be to play that position. Luskey fakes the handoff. Flushed. In trouble. He's go down. Sean Zernopoulos with a sack for Rockford. They lose 8.
Rockford defense had applied pressure most of the afternoon. They continue to start blitzing their outside people. As you can see right there, Luskey was looking downfield for Brzezinski. Didn't have the time because of the blitzing of the Rams defense.
Now Catholic Central facing a 3rd and 14 situation. You'd never know it by the face of the head coach.
If I'm the defensive coordinator for the Rams, I'm not playing it safe. I'm blitzing.
You would think Brzezinski would be a target here.
Delayed. Okay.
Now this will cost the Shamrocks 5 more. So now it's 3rd and 19 for CC. Brzezinski, the all-state tight end, split wide to the left. Luskey steps up, guns it. Nowhere near his intended receiver. He was lucky that was not picked off. Karakis was there, so was Courtney Yon for the Rams. I don't know if Brzezinski broke off the pattern prematurely, but this was not anywhere near the intended target.
Yeah, they had the safety eyeballing him because they knew that was going to be his favorite target. As you can see, he's coming in the middle. He's got 3 guys coming after him, and he just wasn't no place to throw. There's a great coverage by the secondary for the Rams.
It was actually an overthrow. Jan and Crow back deep on the punt. Luskey's boot is low. Gets a kind roll, though. Courtney Jan picks it up. And he's consumed right away. Matt Loretas made the stop for Catholic Central. Rams now thinking kill that clock and maybe get some points. Inside 8 minutes to go in the ball game. And the Rams clinging to a 2-point advantage.
But I think when you think about killing the clock, that shouldn't take you away from the things that got you here, because they've never been successful running the ball up and down the field with the Shamrocks this afternoon. So you got to make sure they continue to mix it up. Pass here and there, passing on first down would be a great idea right here.
Richard with good numbers. Keeps it. Gets a block. Turns it inside. Near midfield.
Or not.
He picked up 12. Nick Cato finally got him. But Richard has done the job today for the Rams.
I mean, Richard's done an outstanding job. Good read there. Pulls the ball from the fullback and sprints upfield, looking for the open spot. Great run for a first down. I mean, he has been their guy. He's been the one that they've leaned on for all the leadership, and he stepped up big time.
Ball handed off in the counter. It's Savickas. Not much running room there. Just gained 1 because of Jeremiah Hicks putting up the stop sign. 7:20 left in the fourth. Coach Munger has a shuttle system to bring in new plays, constantly moving players in and out. Second down and 9 for Rockford. They've led most of the way. Richard throws too low. Intended for the tight end Brad Hamilton.
Hamilton came open late, but I bet Richard wish he had that one back, because he had a chance to step into his throw. I think he'd have made a better throw.
So now facing 3rd and long. It's been Rockford's ability to avoid the turnover. It's been a key factor. Plus to go with the 2 that they've managed to convert themselves. And the Rockford fans on their feet now. Critical play in this ball game. Rams need to get to the 40. Play action. Richard with time. Tripped up in a great defensive play. Jeremiah Hicks. That's sensational. Because Richard was able to roll out and had some space to at least buy some more time, but a 4-yard loss and a terrific defensive play.
Standing looking downfield, a lot of the routes that they were running were way beyond the first down mark. That's a tremendous play by Hicks back there in the backfield. But I was looking at their receivers downfield, and they were 15, 20 yards past the marker. They just need to go enough distance for the first down and turn and stop.
Good point, Stan. Risco, a high booming kick. Lusky and Ivy back there. So Catholic Central still more than a half a quarter to go, but Jeremiah Hicks, despite being blocked, came up with a Shamrocks defensive play of this half. Richard hopes to get the ball back for his gang, still with a lead.
Something's got to give here. Now they're starting to trade punches back and forth. They rock and forth. This defense is going to tire and give up some big points. I think the Shamrocks are going to have to start moving the ball too. I know they're used to coming from behind in the 4th quarter, but time is starting to run out.
This is championship time right now. Toss sweep. Cava turns it up. Turns those legs across the 25-yard line.
The Rockford defense got to get his safety up there to help for run support.
Lundberg and Jan run them out of bounds. Cava with a gain of 16. He's got 68 yards now on 16 carries. Halfway through the final quarter. Cava the lone setback. Gets the football. May have picked up the first down, but not much more than that. Or excuse me, it was already a first down. My mistake. Barely a yard for the Shamrocks. Clock turning. 5:35 to go. leaves him to the line. Casey Rogowski, the single setback. Man in motion, Sasante. They fake it to him. Lusky steps up, going deep, going long. Caught! Shamrocks! Can you believe it? Touchdown, CC! Can you believe it? Derek Anderson! Oh my God! First catch of the day for Anderson. Will he remember that for the rest of his life? You better believe it.
Absolutely amazing.
Their first lead of the afternoon comes with 5:04 to play in the ball game.
I mean, Lusky had all kind of time. Puts a nice spiral in the air. You can't answer anything any better than that. Great concentration.
You could be looking at the final catch of Derek Anderson's football career.
Exactly. And Maxim was there. He was in position to make the play, just didn't execute.
What a strike. So the Shamrocks will go for two. Lusky's numbers suddenly inflated on that bomb. I mean, Derek Anderson hardly played today. And he comes up with a play of the ball game. He's the most popular player on the team right now.
Yes, he is. I mean, great concentration on his part.
I don't think he'd have trouble getting a date tonight either.
No, I don't think so. Doesn't have to go to school tomorrow either.
What a lightning strike. So here come the Shamrocks going for two. Lusky will pass. Flips it high and a jump ball too high for Sasante. So the Shamrocks sent 0 for 6 from Anderson. But they have a 4-point lead. Lots of time though left for the Rams of Rockford. Stay tuned for the stretch run on Fox Sports Detroit. State football action on Fox Sports Detroit, brought to you by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Sports Nutrition Award, and by MC Sporting Goods. Gear up for the holidays at your store of dreams. The dream of any football player is to make the winning score for a state championship. And my goodness, Derek Anderson hopes he has done that. Dave Lusky threw it to him. But Lusky knows the Shamrocks have a lot of defensive work in front of them, especially the way Rockford has spread it around. Jared Smith, a flag is down. Let's see if it comes back. Aaron Griffin made the tackle. Lots of time for the Rams. And the ability they have to move it is certainly in their favor, but this one's going to come back.
Second time they've been below the waist on a special team.
On a return, 15 yards. No, half the distance. Half the distance. First down.
First time in this game that Coach Munger's team has had to come from behind. Watch the right side of your screen coming up on the replay. Hard to tell. Phil Beamer gets the ball. No, it's Richard who keeps it. It's across the 15. Nick Cato brought him down after a gain of 5. 4:45 left.
Now we're going to see the true character of this Rockford football team. They're finally down, and see if they're going to just give up or come back and fight.
Tom Mack can taste another championship. But the Rams have been so tough. Although a 0 on the board for them in the 4th quarter. But Catholic Central with the 13 points to take the 4-point lead. Richard rolling out. Being chased. Has to make a decision. He goes down. Nick Cato got it. And a loss back to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, you don't want to lose yardage. Every inch is very crucial at this point in the ball game.
Time still not yet a factor for the Rams. But the yardage marker is 3rd and 9. They've been pretty proficient today, 5 for 11 in these 3rd down situations.
Yeah, that's not bad. They need to remember they only need to go 10 yards actually for a first down. And we need 20 and 25-yard pass practice, just 10 yards.
Need to get to the 23. Richard to throw for it. Fires a dart behind the receiver. Contact after the ball went by. And a pretty big hit. Forces the Rams to kick the football.
He had a good route, but the ball was right behind the receiver. I think he had an opportunity to get a first down. He had a shot. Richards has been pretty much on target the whole afternoon. He was a little bit behind the receiver at that time.
Brian Beardsley made that hit. You'd think he was playing lacrosse. And he's one of the best in the Midwest at playing that sport. Maybe it came in handy there. This goes punt. Thumped it. Steve Ivey. And he is brought down inside the 30. 3:04 left to play. And now the Shamrocks will try to kill some clock.
Tremendous punt by Rusco. And not only the tremendous punt, it's an excellent job by the punt coverage team to get downfield to cover it. Generally, when you get a kick like that, you kind of outkick your coverage and allow the return man room to maneuver.
Well, not only does he get distance, but he gets height on those kicks.
Yes, he does. Now, the Rams have 3 timeouts left. They're in a good position to get the ball back if they can keep them to 3 downs and punt.
Rogowski and Kava behind Lusky. Ball given off to Casey. Finding a pretty good hole on the left side for 4 yards. Luke Botsis made the stop.
The safety, number 11, he's a little bit deep. He needs to cheat up some more. You know that the Shamrocks are going to be running the ball.
Lusky made that all on his own out to the 38. Gain of 5. Bo Mercer finally made the stop, but that was all Mr. Lusky.
I mean, in those situations, what the Shamrocks are trying to do is gain positive yardage and possess the football. Everybody needs to get up there in the box. Let the receivers cover the man one-on-one at this point. You need to stop them, and it's a big 3rd down play coming up.
Actually 1:59 to play. Lusky learned the quarterback position from his dad, Bob, who played at the U of D, and then on to the Minnesota Vikings. This guy's a 3-sport captain, so that tells you all you want to know about leadership ability. And a first down for Catholic Central.
Those safeties has got to get up in the box. Those safeties cannot play that far off the ball. They have to get up in the box and get side by side on those linebackers and help make a play.
Yeah, because you know Catholic Central's thinking about continuing to roll that clock. Chant of CC goes up in the Silverdome. Full house backfield for the gang in blue. Given off to Kaba. Fights his way across the 40.
The Rams got to start using some timeouts right now.
Ralph Munger knows it. And they'll take their first. They're signaling a timeout for Catholic Central. And now they change it. That made no sense. You know the Shamrocks aren't going to stop the clock with 1:36 to play.
Absolutely.
Catholic Central showing some fighting spirit coming back after Rockford had them on the ropes on a couple of occasions. Tune in Wednesday night when the Red Wings renew their old-time rivalry with Patrick Waugh, Claude Lemieux, Joe Sakic, and the Colorado Avalanche. Live coverage begins at 8:30 with Fox Sports Tonight. Red Wings pregame coverage. It's the Wings and the Avs from the Mile High City on Fox Sports Detroit. Casey Rogowski back in August. Didn't know if he'd be around in shoulder pads for this kind of day. A terrible injury in the scrimmage against Temperance. But he fought his way back through rehab. Then delivered the big 5-touchdown performance in the state semis, and now he's here a part of this defense. He's trying to hold off the Rams down the stretch. Coming at 5 o'clock, the Double C championship game. Whitmore Prescott against Montrose. Matt Shepard, Rob Rubik with a call. Ball given off to Rogowski. Casey across the 50. Lusky showing those leadership skills right there. Barking at his guys. Another timeout for Rockford. Stopping the clock with 1:31 left. So the Rams have one more timeout at their disposal.
I mean, the Shamrocks are doing exactly what they want to do. Rockford has to get more people up in the box. They have to make sure that they got enough players to make plays up there. If you put your safeties up there, then you're going to have some people unaccounted for that can come clean and make a play. When they're 10, 15 yards off the ball, they're getting to the ball too late after the running back has already picked up 6 or 7 yards.
Munger trying to light a fire under his defense. They need to somehow strip this football. It's Mike Lundberg. Focusing in on the task at hand. First and 10 at the 48. Ball given off to Kaba. Gets to the 46, so a gain of 2. And again, Rockford calls timeout. Their last one. So what do you do in this situation as a defender, Stan? Naturally you're thinking turnover, but how do you force them?
You got to make sure the first tackler gets to the ball carrier, stops the ball carrier. The second and third man in go to strip the ball. You cannot afford to just have the first tackler go in and try to strip the ball and don't make the tackle and the ball carrier keeps going.
Now when you played at Kettering, did your coaches teach you, did you spend drills on how to knock the ball away?
Yeah, they didn't teach me because I was on offense, so I wasn't a part of that crowd. But yeah, you teach it in. You got to make sure that you secure the ball carrier first, and then the second and third man, and go in and try to punch, break, anything you can to pull the ball loose.
So the Rams need a couple of more stops to somehow get that football back. Rogowski, nothing doing.
Good penetration that time by the Rams defense.
Well, it's a little secret what the Shamrocks are going to try to do. You know it's going to be Kava or Rogowski. Third down at the 45. 1 minute to go.
That's about it, Fred. They can try to get one more playoff, and that's going to be it. I think they can't do anything else.
Near turnover.
Exactly.
Kava got the handoff.
That's the ball game, yeah.
But that blitz was timed perfectly. Rob Schock made the tackle. Watch how close this is.
Can't get much closer than that. In this point in the game, I'm not sure if Lucky shouldn't have thought about backing out and just taking a knee.
Luke Botsis almost got there on the handoff, but couldn't quite make it.
There's actually a 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock, but I don't think they're going to call delay of game on this. They are. That's a good job.
Delay.
2 seconds to go. And now Tom Mack wants to make sure that everything is clean on this center snap. I don't think we'll see a Joe Pisarcik handoff here.
No, I don't think so. At least I hope not.
Remember the former Giants quarterback who botched it? Herman Edwards of the Eagles picked it up and ran it in.
Yep.
When all they had to do was down the ball. Rockford has put up a tremendous fight today, leading most of the way. But the tears of joy begin to stream. It's all about chemistry and teamwork, loving your teammates. Tom Mack talked about that in our halftime feature, that it's the system that prevails, not the individual player.
It's one thing being expected to win and being the front runner throughout the season, but when it actually happens, it finally hits you, and you're still just as exciting, just as gratified.
So one snap of the ball, and Catholic Central will repeat. Heartache on the Rockford side. Lusky to a knee, and that will do it. Catholic Central has made Michigan high school football history. The first team to win back-to-back championships in AA. And let the celebration begin in Rockford.
Well-deserved victory for one of the best programs in the Midwest.
State football championship number 6 for the Shamrocks. And boy, do they have to work to do it. Their 5th title of the 90s. Will return for the trophy celebration. Hail to the Shamrocks, the class of Class AA. Catholic Central prevailing for the 2nd year in a row, but Ralph Munger's team has to feel incredibly proud for the way they fought today. I know it must hurt every one of them, but goodness gracious, to take the best team in the state to the mat the way they did, they have to find some solace in that.
I mean, Ralph Munger and his team and everybody involved with the Rockford program should be extremely proud of this team. They're expected to get blown out of this game. No one gave them a chance. They came here and gave their best punch and almost pulled it off.
And on the other side of the ledger, Tom Mack has been through this before, but they never get old, do they, Stanley?
No, the Shamrocks have an outstanding program. an outstanding coaching staff, faculty, and this is why this is one of the premier teams in the Midwest, not the state of Michigan, Fred, in the Midwest. This is what high school teams need to strive for. They are the model for high school football in the state of Michigan.
CC prevailed in 1990, 92, 95, 97, and now 1998 is what the trophy will say when they ship it back to Redford. It's easy to say you're number one, but you have to earn it. And Tom Mack and crew certainly did again on the floor of the Silverdome.
Nobody in the state has anything out of it.
Don't forget, our next game comes up at 5 o'clock in Class Double C as Whitmore Prescott will battle Montrose. Now for everybody on our Fox Sports Detroit crew, I'm Fred McLeod saying so long from the Pontiac Silverdome. Once again, our final score in the Big School Classic: Detroit Catholic Central 27, Rockford 23. You've been watching high school football on Fox Sports Detroit, your home of Fox Sports Net. Stan and I will be back at 8 o'clock for the Double B game. But more football to come. We're just halfway through on this football Saturday. Now stay tuned for Fox Sports Rewind. It's next on Fox Sports Detroit.